Hello and welcome to episode 17 of Let's Play Planet Coaster here on Theme Park Worldwide. Straight into this episode then by putting in an Enterprise attraction as I continue with the sci-fi area of the park. Where I've just extended the path out from just there is what was blocked off last time this park was operating. There was big boards up and a sign just saying new rides coming soon. And yeah, here we are. It's time to take them boards down and expand outwards here. I know when I built the Back to the Future ride as well earlier this year, a lot of people did say, oh, I hope you do more with the exterior, and yeah, that was to come, but obviously from ground level you can't really see it, all the roof and everything from over there, so it was decided to leave it for now until I start to expand out into this area, which is what I'm doing today. So as you can see by the title of this video, I did go for one of the biggest suggestions, what you guys put in the comments on the last episode, and of course I am building a booster bike roller coaster. They are manufactured by Vekoma, and yeah, it's going to be very much inspired by Tron Light Cycle Power Run at Shanghai Disneyland. Me and Alex had the pleasure of experiencing that ride back in June last year, and oh my god, it's an amazing experience. This version isn't going to have a massive indoor show section, it is all going to be outside, mainly because there's a big dark coaster next door, which is of course Back to the Future, so I didn't want to do another indoor style ride. It is an outdoor coaster and it's not going to be very long either. This is the family coaster, so to speak, for this park. There's not really much family stuff in this park. I didn't really want it to be that much of a family park, so yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? But this ride here will be suitable for a lower height restriction than a lot of the other rides, so we'll see that. And of course, like I say, the supporting flat ride there, because there's not been that many flat rides in this park. There's only the two in the Wild West area that, of course, I put in a couple of episodes back, and then this Enterprise now. So I just wanted to make sure there was at least 2 or 3 supporting flat rides to go along with the other attractions in the park. But yeah, as you can see here, it fits in really nicely already down next to Back to the Future. As much as it's all one area, all under the sci-fi style feel, with this, it is still going to be segregated by a little canopy that I'm going to put at some point on the footpath, just so you get to, you can tell, oh yeah, now we're going into Hill Valley, which is of course the little sub area, if you like, of this sci-fi area of the park. Of course, I am going to need names for these, and I'll talk about the names and what you guys have picked in a couple of episodes time. I'm just about to go out to Disneyland Paris and Europa Park, but I have pre-recorded a couple of episodes, well I will be doing anyway over the next few days, and they're going to be coming online. So in terms of the names, because obviously as you guys put them in on the comments, it's going to be in a couple of episodes time, probably when I'm building my final attraction, that I'll come back to these and reveal the names that you guys have suggested. But yes, I'd like a name for the area itself. That does include the Back to the Future area, which yes, its sub-name is just Hill Valley, but it'd be nice to have an all-round name that puts in this new booster bike that I'm going to be building shortly, the Enterprise attraction, some food outlets that I'll be putting in here, and of course Back to the Future. So yeah, a name to summarize all that, and a name for the Enterprise attraction, and of course for the booster bike as well. So yeah, get your suggestions coming in down below in the comments, and like I say, in a couple of episodes time I'll reveal all the names that I've chosen from down in the comments. And of course, if I do pick your name, you get a little shout out as well. I do really like the ones where you put a bit of storyline to it as well, so maybe think about that when you're naming the attractions. And yeah, hopefully good luck to you guys, and yeah, I look forward to seeing what you come up with. Anyway, as you can see here, starting to theme up the show building for Back to the Future the ride, just to make it look a lot better than it currently does. As you know, I really like my theming. The rides are important for me, but theming, it really takes priority. I mean, you've got to look at the Disney parks, for example. A lot of Disney rides are actually quite basic ride systems. I mean, we talk about some of the newer ones, not so much, because a lot of those, they are very, you know, advanced ride systems. However, some of their older attractions and some of the most popular, most loved Disney attractions, let's talk about Big Thunder Mountain, for example. It's just a standard Vekoma mine train, isn't it? A family coaster, but it's all that hashtag rock work, really, I had to get it in there, and all the theming, the landscaping around it, that really makes the overall ride experience. And that's kind of a bit what some of these rides are just here, like the Jaws ride I built earlier this year, for example. It's just a standard boat ride, but it's all the triggerable effects, the landscaping around it, the story that all comes together. And that's what Disney do their best of, in my opinion. It's the rides that aren't sort of IP based. IP, of course, standing for intellectual property. So, for example, Toy Story is an IP. It's their own IP, but it is an IP. I much prefer their original attractions. For example, the Haunted Mansion, Phantom Manor at Disneyland Paris, which we've now got an opening date for. Yes, February 2019. I'm actually a bit of an exclusive again for you. That's the thing, if you watch these Planet Coaster episodes, I'll always, because I'm talking for 20 odd minutes or so whilst the episode is on, you get little exclusives, what I wouldn't be able to otherwise mention in some other videos. But yeah, so I'm going to be getting an annual pass to Disneyland Paris. I've not had one for years. I have had one before, but probably going back 5 or 6 years now. So yeah, I plan to do a few visits to DLP next year, and of course start to follow the developments of the overall change of Walt Disney Studios. I know we're not really going to get to see anything until maybe the back end of next year, early 2020, but I don't know, you know, we might start to see a few bits of movement next year from what we're seeing. So it's very exciting times, but it's more just to go and see all the different events. I mean, I've not done Halloween at Disneyland Paris for years, and next year I really want to go and do that, and of course my Christmas visit, and yeah, I can't wait. So in terms of updates from Disneyland Paris, there's going to be 5 days of updates, and that's going to be starting from next week, so make sure you stay, well, I say next week, from the weekend, so stay tuned for that one here on Theme Park Worldwide. Anyway, as you can see here, just putting in some steps. That'll just be a bit of access up to the side there, probably not actually to be used. It's just so it's scenery, isn't it, just to fill the gaps. When you've got such a big show building, sometimes you might look at it and think, oh, hang on a minute, it's a huge space, what can I do to fill it up? But yeah, you've got to think, yeah, part of this has got some trees out the front, other bits has got some of this theming on, and then you can see here just putting in some of the pipe work there, and you'll see in a moment I actually add some smoke machines just into the top there, just to give it that extra feel, isn't it? But yeah, in terms of the roller coaster that I'm going to be building in just a few minutes time, it is going to take up this area just here on the right hand side, and like I say, it's not going to be a massive roller coaster, but it's going to fit in quite nice with the park, and it'd be a true family coaster that a lot more people can experience than some of the bigger rides that have been built. I say that, even the wooden roller coaster that we built a couple of episodes back in that Wild West area, it is very much a family ride, isn't it? Or as some people have called it, left turn the ride. Yeah, it is quite funny, that, isn't it? There's a lot of left turns. Well, it's pretty much all left turns in it, isn't it? But there you go. I should have called it left turn the ride, shouldn't I? But there you go. Of course, thanks for all these suggestions for names and everything. I love building stuff, but when it comes to names, I do struggle sometimes, so I really appreciate you guys helping me out with that, and especially the amount of detail that some of you go into with storylines and everything. It's amazing. I mean, how do you come up with it? It's great, and it's really good, because obviously I'll build the area on here, and then you guys can see it and think, oh yeah, that fits with that name and that theme, maybe that piece of scenery what Sean's put in there, it kind of works for my name, what I've suggested. So, you know, it's great. It works out really good. And I've said all along with these Planet Coaster episodes, I want it to have that community feel. I could sit here for a week and record the whole series and just upload it once a week, but it's not got that same feel, has it? I want to make sure that we're keeping it up to date with what you guys want to see, names wise, if you've got any suggestions. And all that kind of stuff, so I really do appreciate it. And of course, keep those comments coming in, because I read every single comment here on Theme Park Worldwide. I know I talk about this quite a lot, but I don't want to be one of them YouTubers that just ignores the comments. I love seeing what you guys think, whether it's good feedback, negative feedback, just whatever it is. I like it if you're a bit constructive as well. You know, if you have got negative feedback, be a bit constructive, give me some hints and tips. You know, by all means, with these episodes, I say it all along, but these aren't tutorials, so to speak. I'm not showing you how to build stuff. It's more just me having a chat, building some stuff, and yeah, just having a bit of fun with it, really. You know, more than anything too serious. I know there's a lot of tutorial videos and stuff for Planet Coaster. That isn't what this is. It's more just quite chilled out. I know a lot of people just like putting it on while they're having the tea, or I know some people are playing a game. If they've got a computer with 2 screens, they'll have a game on themselves on one screen and just have this on the side. So maybe that's one of you now who's doing this, so hi out there to you. But yeah, you know, it's not a tutorial, I must stress that. It is just me playing about in the game and just having some fun. And talking about having fun, I think that looks really good there now. As you see, I like to zoom out quite a lot on my projects just to see how they look from a distance. For me, it's important, especially with the large show building like that, that it looks good from every angle. Well, every angle that you can see from the park anyway. Of course, we're not building anything behind it. If I was, I would make sure that was themed. So yes, on to the coaster. So with this, I've just put the station in and then into the launch area, as you've just seen there. In terms of the launches on these rides, they use a cable launch system. They're actually quite noisy. I mean, we've got one of these in the UK at Flamingo Land in North Yorkshire. And yeah, you stand underneath it. It's quite noisy when you hear the motor on this one. And then of course, you've got one at Toverland as well that I've done. Yeah, there's quite a few of these out there, but Tron at Shanghai Disneyland is absolutely crazy. And this is kind of inspired by Tron in terms of it's got a white track, just the way it looks with some of the turns and stuff, what I'm going to do. But with this, like I say, I must stress, it's not going to be a massive high thrill ride. I do want it to be quite slow, quite a tame experience as a family ride, because obviously Back to the Future is right next door, which is a huge thrill coaster, a Gerstlauer Eurofighter. I also want this to have a few funny elements like transitions and stuff. So you might look at it like that corner there and think, oh, hang on a minute. That doesn't look right. That's kind of what I want with this, because the whole idea, really, and think about this with the name, is that I'm going to put a lot of rocks around it, of course, trees, waterfalls, water around it, and you've got these spaceships and stuff are flying around. So I kind of want it to feel a bit edgy, like, oh, we're dipping down here, whoa, we just missed that spaceship, and then, oh, we're turning around here now, just missing the building, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, with this ride, it's got some funny elements and some stuff what you wouldn't maybe normally see on a coaster, in terms of, yeah, a little dip down. And I suppose Wicker Man at Alton Towers in a way is a bit like that, with some of the elements on that, like you'd expect to go one way but you actually go the other way, and just that sort of thing with this. So it's going to be quite a terrain hugging coaster, because I'm actually going to put a lot of trees and actual rocks and stuff around it, so you're going all through those and around those. A couple of tunnels on the launch maybe, I'm thinking, and at the back where the huge overbank is, that's of course the tallest part of the ride. So like I say, it's not a massive coaster at all, but that doesn't mean it can't be a good fun coaster, and that's what I want from this. I'm going to put like a bit of a hill behind that, and that'll be the back of the park, so to speak. And yeah, I mean, after this, in terms of what I'm going to do next, in the next episode, I'm going to be concentrating on the hotel development, and also looking at putting in a car park, maybe a monorail from the car park, and then after that it'll be putting in my final ride, which is going to be down near the entrance, part of the Mediterranean area. I did say some sort of water ride. I'm still sticking with that. It seems that you guys seem to agree. A lot of people are leaning towards a water coaster. I'm leaning towards building a water coaster as well. But yeah, some people said, oh, I'd like to see a rapids, I'd like to see a log flume. But when you think in terms of what I've built so far for you guys to see in Planet Coaster, I've already done both of those. So a water coaster would be something different, and it could be quite a big style ride as well, down near the entrance there. So who knows what we'll do, and kind of fit it in with the Mediterranean. Well, I wanted to fit with the Mediterranean theme, but I don't want too much down there either, else it'll all be a bit, oh god, the Mediterranean area is huge. So I don't know, get your suggestions coming in. I was thinking maybe, I don't know, Indiana Jones, maybe using some of the theming what we got there in the adventure pack for it. That might be quite cool. Just going back to the booster bite here, that's pretty much the layout. So as you can see, some funny transitions and twists, especially that drop down there to the left, where you drop a little bit and then you get loads of airtime when you drop down and bank to the left. And then it's up over the path and into the brake run just there. So yeah, a short ride. It's one of those, isn't it? Less than 60 seconds, like from the launch round to the station, and it's done sort of thing. Much like a lot of our coasters in the UK, really. I mean, we do have a lot of short rides. I think that's why I love Icon so much at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, because it is a long ride, and so much we get rides that are just so short. I mean, Wicker Man's really short, but It's a wooden coaster for Alton Towers, and it's a fantastic ride as a package and overall experience with the queue line, theming and audio, the pre-show and everything like that. Yeah, it's a package ride, but if you just look at the coaster element itself, it is quite a short ride. As you can see here now, the coaster's done. As of course, I'll be taking you for a POV, but I thought I'll wait until the scenery is all done. So coming up a little bit later in the episode, I'll take you along for a ride on this one. So as you can see, just looking at the spaceship that I want to put on there. Like I say, all sorts of near misses and stuff. Think about this when you choose a name for this one. I'll be picking the best names down in the comments below. And yeah, you can see just here putting in them bits of landscape in and stuff around the area now. This is like the signature ride to look at in this area, because obviously the Back to the Future ride, there's not that much to see other than the one inversion outside the building. So with this, you're going to walk around and just see it and think, oh wow, you know, it's a white track, it's a very modern style attraction, and I actually feel like this fits in quite nicely with the Back to the Future area in terms of you've got Hill Valley down at that end. What have we got down here? It's like you could even say, like in the story for the area, that you know you've travelled to the year 3000 or whatever, you know, that sort of thing, where everything's ultra modern and you've got all it's going to light up like blue and white round here at night. That's what I'm talking about just here with the transition area. So it's not a different area to where the Back to the Future ride is, but you walk under that canopy and you kind of transformed. You'll notice that the benches are a different colour. The street lamps that were down by Back to the Future, what looked like a road, that's gone, and we've just got the normal path lights. I say normal, what theme into this area. So you can see there, it's a bit of a different transition, but it all still follows that same sort of theme. Now, whilst I'm carrying on with this, then you're going to see me here adding all sorts of stuff, loads of rocks and trees and more finishing touches around this. Let's just talk about Theme Park Worldwide for a minute, shall we? Because we've just been voted as Vlogger of the Year 2018 from the news website Ride Rater. So thank you to everyone that voted for us. We did get the majority of votes. I think it was, what, 79%, which was crazy. So a big thank you to everyone who voted for us. We're up against, I think it was 12 different YouTube channels that all do theme park vlogs, and then it got whittled down to just 2, and yeah, we won that one. So a big thank you to everyone that voted for us. I couldn't quite believe it, to be honest, the amount of votes that went in for it. There was about 2,400 votes, I think, in total on there, of course, for both the channels in the final. But yeah, it was fantastic. So thank you to everyone that did vote for Theme Park Worldwide. And yeah, it really has been the year this year in terms of we hit 100,000 subscribers. I went to Cedar Point for the first time. We've done so many other foreign trips, more than we ever have done before. Done lots of UK stuff. Of course, when we reached the 100,000 subscriber mark, I recently got my plaque from YouTube. And then, of course, we've won this award just as well. Now, I might be the main face of the channel, and yes, it is mine, and I put it all together, the editing. But in terms of behind the scenes, Charlotte does so much. Honestly, you guys don't realise how much Charlotte does for the channel, like all the messages and everything. I'm the one that responds to you when you write a comment on the videos, but Charlotte looks after the messages on Instagram and Facebook as well, and she does such a big job. And of course, along with Charlotte and everybody else that appears in the videos, they're the ones that bring the videos to life, and we have such a good laugh. And you know, we've had a really nice mix this year, I feel, in terms of vlogs, solo vlogs, because I do enjoy going on these trips on my own sometimes. It's nice to go and see stuff, and I do a lot of rides. When I go somewhere on my own, I tend to sit on rides a crazy amount of times that a lot of people probably wouldn't want to do. So I'll sit on like I'm going to Disneyland Paris on this solo trip. I'll sit on stuff like Tower of Terror for like 3 or 4 hours. I'll just keep walking around, you know, and re-riding it, and Big Thunder Mountain and stuff. So yeah, you know, it's been a nice mix between solo vlogs and good group days out as well. And me and Charlotte have done a lot together, because I think sometimes people think, oh, you know, are Sean and Charlotte together? Yeah, we are. We're in a relationship. We have been for over 5 years, you know, so it's nice for us to have done a lot more together this year. I just think it's been brilliant, and I want to carry that on into 2019. Daily uploads will continue for the foreseeable future. There's no plans to stop doing the daily uploads. At least over winter, there's going to be 1 video a week from Planet Coaster, and I'll sort of review that as we come into the start of next season to see if that fits with you know, what we're doing. If you guys are still enjoying the Planet Coaster, I'll try and keep them once a week throughout the season, but we'll just sort of go from there with that and see how things are. In terms of this coaster then, it's really looking quite nice now. The station I want to be really modern, bit of an open station this one, in terms of we're going to have all the glass windows around that you can see in quite a bit with this one. And of course a little bit of theming around as well, using some of like the skyscraper style buildings there, what came as part of the studios pack. It's a similar style building I'm putting in, except this one's got a glass roof to what I did on the Studio Tram Tour. God, it feels like ages. It always gets a bit emotional when you get to this point, because this park is not far off from being complete now. Like I say, I'm going to put a guess on it and say, I mean, in the next episode, the hotel, the episode after that, we'll do the like the water coaster that I think I'm going to do, and then moving on from that, probably end it and put all the Christmas decorations up, because it's Christmas time, or nearly Christmas. Let's put the Christmas decorations up and go from there, and that'll sort of see the episode in. So I'd say there'll probably be 3 more episodes, probably take us to episode 20, and then this park will be complete, and then it's moving on to the next one, which, like I say, I have decided I am going to go in with a vintage park next. Again, it probably won't be huge, but and a lot of people, I did mention in the last episode, but I'll say it again, how would you feel about if I maybe did one episode of the vintage park and then another episode of another park, you know, and start doing my World's Fair style Epcot park? You know, let me know in the comments down below again, because I've not really decided on what to do with that yet, but I'd like to know your suggestions and feedback. Anyway, just here adding some more theming around the coaster itself. Just there on the station platform, some of the sci-fi style barrels and lighting effects and stuff on there, as it all starts to come together quite nice. Just a few minutes to go and I'll take you along for a ride on this with a bit of a POV. That's the area at night, so it looks very white at the moment. I do add a bit of blue lighting and stuff in there, but you'll see all of that. What I'm going to do when we come to the end of this series is sort of go through it all again, so you'll get to see the park all together, a bit like I did with Volcano Springs, really, just to sort of summarise the park and all of it together, so you guys can see that. In the queue line now for the booster bike, just again adding little things down there. Some things don't have to have a meaning. I mentioned this quite a lot, but a lot of the stuff you should just put in there just to fill gaps and fill up space, in my opinion. No one wants to go to a theme park and have a very bland queue with nothing at all to look at. And obviously in reality you'd have like little plaques on the wall and stuff down here telling you about these different bits of sci-fi machinery and all this kind of stuff, what there is down there. Plenty of rocks and the planting around there as well. I just think it's finished this top area off quite nice. It just never looked quite right going through the tunnel and then having Back to the Future just there on its own. It just didn't look quite right, did it? And as much as it was the long-term plan to do all of this, at the time when I first opened the park, it wasn't ready for this big expansion round here. You know, I wanted to see how it ran. But yeah, like we're here now, the coaster's gone in, and yeah, this area is nearly complete, and it's nearly time for a POV, which will mean the end of this episode. I hope you've enjoyed watching it though. It's always great bringing these to you here on Theme Park Worldwide. Of course, if you've not already, you can check out my second channel where I'm covering a lot of Christmas events at the moment and all sorts of stuff, from Christmas light switch-ons to ice skating to a lot of stuff like that. So like I say, if you head over to it, it's called Adventure Sean. It's my second channel, and really recently just hit 10,000 subscribers on there. So yeah, I'd love to see you over there, and also follow my new Instagram account, which is a bit more personal, away from the theme parks a little bit, and covering more stuff for Adventure Sean and what else I get up to other than theme parks, because believe it or not, I do like stuff outside of theme parks as well. So yeah, if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's just at Sean Sandbrook. It would be great to see you over there, and so you guys get a bit of an insight as to what I get up to away from theme parks as well. Of course, you can still follow Theme Park Worldwide on Instagram as well. Also on Twitter at ThemeParkWW, and don't forget you can like the Theme Park Worldwide Facebook page. Now we're moving into the winter season, there's quite a lot of Christmas content coming up. Over on Adventure Sean, it's about the winter markets, Christmas markets, all that sort of stuff coming up soon. And then here on Theme Park Worldwide, it's Disneyland Paris and Europa Park over the next couple of weeks. And then it's off with a friend of ours called Brett and also Alex. We're doing a driving trip over to the Netherlands and Germany, where we're going to be going to Efteling for for winter for the first time, and also to Phantasialand for my second time seeing their winter event just there. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching episode 17 of Let's Play Planet Coaster here on Theme Park Worldwide, and stay tuned within the week for the next episode where I'm going to start construction on the hotel for this park. Get your suggestions coming in. It's going to be a Mediterranean style, but yes, I can't wait to share that with you guys here on the channel. I'm Sean Sandbrook, thank you for watching, and here is a POV of this booster bike coaster. Get your suggestions coming in for the names, and I'll see you in the next episode.